Alrighty, so welcome to a little surprise. Well, surprise to me, really. I didn't think there was gonna be a drop. Things it's been a while over here. So we're gonna have that period of nothingness for a little longer, but we got something quite interesting. So for us today, it is time recording this the 80 years since the war, which is against the Japanese aggression. So we are going to get in this little teaser. The new situation for Japan. The new 6-month campaigns, so you know that the campaign RedFlood, where you see like it dictates the whole Japan, the start the invasion and all that shit over here. Yeah, being government, Canton government, and follow the Japanese Civil War in China. Interesting stuff. So we got going here. So this is all gonna be coming out. All gonna be coming out over here. We got two parts of this over here. Yeah. Big old thing that come out of here, and there's a very big old thing over here, so it's gonna be quite interesting little thing going on over here. Because I did not expect such a big ass fucking teaser to drop over in here, to be completely honest with you, and like I said, we got quite the extensive one going on over here. So first of all, I like the portraits over here, very nice. You see we got a new Anhui clique over here. I think it's smaller actually. Or has a little bit in a Mongolia over here, but yeah. We got the new starting situation of Japan, not China. Well, Japan is in it though, because they have control of these. A little bit of this territory over in here. So I mean, children over here, but we have mainly China. So we got the BN government, Markley, Xi'an clique, Tibet, Sichuan, and Canton government. Also the government we got going on over in here. In terms of leaders, we got Fan Nam over here, moving that right over here, all them must be over here. We're gonna get into a little bit of them over into here. Not all the people, but we're gonna get into a little bit of them over here. Tibet, Vitoswang, Das Duval. Sorry. I said Duval. What the fuck I said that over here. I'm dyslexic. Anyways, we got Mahal Cool. Over here, we got two Chiju. Over here in the weekly, if I recognize you from the Army Cleat to hierarchy. You get Yisin San over here, which you can go with Lai, y'all, just from what I remember. And of course, we got Kishi Nebasuke over here. Still part of the, still leaning on mature over here, but a different new portrait. Oh, yep. Not looking quite old over here, but definitely looking a lot more refined. We got the sound. And Hoo-Ha, I mean. That's Sulkin that and then we got like a Kuzo leading the cool coming over here. Probably in Taiwan, I think, over here. Dude look like he's fucking about to fall asleep or some shit. We got all the starting these we got going on over in here. I don't remember where is or where exactly. Yeah, also this over here. Oh yeah, I got Mahu Creep over here. I think there's a Muslim over here. If I remember correctly, I'm gonna get my information mixed up in here with another one. I do remember one of the wars being Muslim. Somewhere around over in these particular provinces. But yeah, interesting little style relation with our starting leads and all that shit over here. Very curious to see exactly the whole like the whole campaign. It was the the 6-month campaign. I want to get hard to dictate things, especially with Japan's civil war and all that stuff. So I'm quite curious if Japan is still going to try to come back at China once that whole civil war is gone over here and they put themselves up over in here. Whether that's going to dictate stuff. Anyways, over here we got two new events over here. Haman dead. Human, leader of the Canton government, since 1927, died in one office, and half of the country was presiding over a war with the other half of the Japanese allies. During his rule, the Treatment faction of the Kuomintang began a process of strengthening the central government, replacing the parliamentary republic founded by Song Jiaobin in 1913 with a party tutelage system. Zuli As quickly sworn to emergency, while aligned with the late whose policies, who lacked legitimacy as persons had over certain government in many internal factions. While neither will prevent any serious breaks in Castle's ranks for now, it's only a matter of time before the cracks will begin to show. That's why the ability with a prolonged campaign is stayed extremely doubtful. I'm wondering, hopefully nothing bad will ever happen. Surely having a leader die while you're at war would definitely cause any problems after the fact. So Japan Liberty's defeat in China. Well, began a short-term purity campaign against the Southern government in China as China had most embarrassing defeats since 1905. Yeah, because those are well remember forgotten. Russia gained a pure victory in the Russo-Japanese War over here, and Japan basically lost the most of Manchuria over here. Still got a little bit of it. Got a little sliver over here. Next to Korea. But I'll have all the Manchuria. During the Russo-Japanese War, Tokyo and his allies struggled to make any meaningful gains against the inferior armies of the Kuomintang regime. Limited place in all directions, but everything uses Japan's incredible overestimation of unable to raise a modern war. Yeah. Unlike in our timeline. They definitely don't have their egos stretched, as it were. This campaign exposed the effect within most combatant ranks. Multi-persons caused the increase in public discontent dead with lower parts of Japan's expansive domain. Each has controlled government, the death of the president who during the war has left no many factors with ready for talking. They able to reach a compromise and turn the lead now facing the real danger collapse too. Very hanging by a thread. The victory thing not looking too good. So good. We got fucking this shit we got going on over here. The revolutionary government, the new government, some people's government, and this unknown clique over here. We truly have the fucking turn of the Warren Kingdoms period. Goddamn. As you can see, we got Yasu. He'll be reactionary Prague Corp over in here. Interesting. It reminds me of fucking Vasily Boldirev in Central Russia. Who gotta become, I think, Demsuk or Prague Corp is Prague over here, but you're right, actually. They got India Singh with religious socialism over here, interesting stuff. We got Ruby, not them over here. Ling Shuning with Sakan. And Zane Dogson with Lipsuck, of course. Damn Lipsuck. I got a bunch of other shit that's happening over into here. No language Ruby and I can't dig shit. Sorry, can't dig. Constitutional dictatorship over in there. Xing Shi Sash with Stratocratic Suckism. Li Tai Chow and Navan, that was interesting. Sonic to a fight with Mildick, of course. Also interesting stuff over in there. I said, what the fuck from? That was WTF for a moment. I completely misread that over in here. Let's see, how the hell that comes about over in here. All these events. Yang Shizing either maintains hegemony. In the way of defeat against the Kuomintang in Japan's collapse, Yang Shizing's rule faced unprecedented level of threat. All of the doubts of ability to maintain power were proven wrong. Fortunately, President being able to dispel all opposition safely proved itself as China's patriotic savior. China's patriotic imperialism. Furthermore, he has joined the radical left-wing social course as a radical industrial party. Socialists have been invited to the government to counter strong influence landlords to have their territories. He has now moved to move against them and not saying set a program of poverty redistribution to the millions of landless peasants across China. Putting in brave established for him, but he lost his own. In turn, lost his own. The model prison horde over here. Yeah. Due to the events relating to the whole thing involving leaders over there. Now we got the coup, as you do. People of the Japanese Civil War story for across East Asia, North China, Yankee has been away from power. As former ally Fang Hisui, I definitely butchered it. I do apologize for that. I like to go with Chinese International Unity Alliance movement after in the end becoming president of China in 1927. Fang grew increasingly critical of a lonely collaboration with Japan, accusing of betraying China's national interests. After the being defeating Japan's collapse, Fang was able to put an end to the predicament and assume total control over the Jingdu government. While with patriotism, Fang maintained a strong opposition to both British and Japanese imperialism and the Communist ideology. It's a cooperation with the world resource movers, bringing in widespread puppets, whatever. So those are resistant in the Christian ideology. More world in China, shall see. But the hegemony in the field yet. Syria. Straight away, a few Japanese collections, but in a pretty is maintain steady course of these directly anti-communism and promotion of Chinese national values, combined with radical industrialization policies, not broader academia be a secret Bolshevik, putting essentially build the storm. I'll see how different democracy and Prague Corp will be in that timeline. Oh, we got Mu elected as president of China. The hegemony is a profound market called the whole region in North China is a pride and led to free election democracy. There are some of the kids paying and per all ATW officers that being in government and play his Japan's demands for loyalty, while the parents hold over the region advantage of parliament rather to oust the end for the presidency call for elections. Who means the Constitution's party to become the new president. A well-known conservative intellectual who in his cabinet has called for the formation of the Academy to lead the guide China to a mount towards democracy, inspired by Irving Babbitt's teachings and the Wu administration. Did the solve China's issues left behind by the incomplete of 1911 to Chinese humanism over here. I'm gonna see more about Irving Babbitt's over in here. I feel like I've heard that name, but I like no fuck all about him. So it's something interesting to make my brain over here. Sorry, that fucking. Sorry, I thought. Actually. You got Lee Sung like the president of China. Because the Japanese held money in East Asia from across Asia. But it's free election democracy. During the system of investigation, Persian, yep. The East American president thinks his widespread popular support his road construction program turned him into a countryside celebrity, while his Confucianist training earned him intellectual support. Now at the helm, the scoff emerging political and educational paradigm had to age, the peasant stage. Those peasants love to use that. Peasant would say, I don't know. I resigned to sign elected in China. The whole first you're talking about the same thing. Singing the song of the Chinese National Socialist Party, not that, has emerged as a winner closely allied with the Council of China in southern China. They follow the social doctrine with individual liberty, collective responsibility for each other. To this, that the inclusion of Christianity and socialism to about trend social reform, emerging from the depths of history to present day. Trying to the course of modern and radical at the same time. Vision of falling, who knows? Anyway, you got the BA government comes over here with all these boys going up in here. They show ripples of strong. They will fall across Asia. They're trying to have these like being coming. Lots of Tokyo just exiting the 6-month campaign, but long the conflict against Southern Bible. Training agency and lost control regime with no authority and mental person of state veteran was Sun Chou-Fang. Proclaimed his own national government Shandong region. In a communist leader, Lin Dasbao, which is the red flag. His governor, Shang Steve marches the capital of Chengdu, and proclaimed his own regime, too. Rather than Shaanxi retreat to the west under the leadership of former allied National General Ling Hazi, the battle of North China has begun. Peace is a mere illusion, indeed. So we got the Canton government collapsing over here. Yu Li, recently named president of China's southern government, has led victory against Japan, but has lost the internal struggle for power with catastrophic consequences. Unable to assert himself at the level of the late Huaman, authority has been openly challenged by Yunnan and Fujian. Communist guerrillas, regional administrative peasant movement are certain themselves with the world behind. The Canada government authority has been reduced to a pale surrounding the central city. The Lingua region is engulfed in military uprisings left and right too. Visually, the regime still represents will survive the next, but the law now openly in question. They have taken the grim course to an extent unimaginable just months ago. Blood in the Pearl River Delta. Look at that. All that blood. So we're gonna come out over here with the Canton collapsing now over here. So yeah, got the Bian Canton collapsing over here. So we got a whole bunch of shit be happening when that happens. We got Wang Fuchu with the Victorian oligarchy. Well, pretty much the same thing, really. Qing Shiming with the provincial government over here. They are starting with revolutionary syndicalism. Xinti Wu with revolutionary esotericism. I'm assuming they're going to be part of the greater China Buddhist kingdom. They got Cheng Qing Chap. Did I say that right though? It sounds like a fucking. I'm trying to fucking say change. in like a weird accent over here. I thought that's what I want to do back. I cannot fucking pronounce some names. I'm fucking stupid. Anyways, Ching Chang, provisional government. How provisional is this government? I don't know. You'll see. I got a comment over there. Look at that. That's how it's independent. Look at that. We got Si Su Win. I'm sure that's the Wei government. To see how their way is great in the future. Su Lu, constituted Peng Pai with a very social and Chimu Shu with that provisional government. Oh, look at them flags over here, by the way. I'll point out we're gonna be small here, but I do like I like these flags. Very neato. Let's see, that was actually pretty baller. Look at that. I don't know, birds look at all of them probably. Pretty baller stuff over in here, but yeah. All them states that are gonna be coming out over here again. This is only like skeleton content that's coming in Burning Memories. We won't be seeing this stuff until the fucking update comes out in like 50 years or so. But I am looking forward to that. Out and about over here, I'm gonna zoom down over. But it is interesting to see what I think that's gonna be. I am looking forward to that. If I remember correctly out this, yeah, the 7 it was 7 steps first. Then one of Asia is evolving what the updates evolving Asia. I'm gonna be expanding upon that over here. But we ain't done just yet, folks. Quite a bit over here now. I got some stuff involving all the starting dudes, except for Hishi. With their own little focus tree stuff over here. We don't exactly see that, but we're gonna get fruits based on that. That's a reading here, folks, over here. That's some interesting stuff. The other development plan over here, all that good shit over here. Very nice. Once on the route to the Silk Road travel northwest into the 20th century is an isolated region devastated by failed operation launched by the multiple inhabitants against Qingru. The Qing regime in China only deepened its misery with war to carving out and fiefs to cruelly rule over. There was no purpose even hoping to help your hand out in this misery. But Yang Xijian's coming to power was a hope of turning into reality. After quickly securing the region's loyalty, he moved to export the development program that reached the native to the bad northwest. What he couldn't do without making deals were needed with the local strongmen to make their peace. Even compromises had to be made to change the direction of visible each step. Abandoned villages are being replaced. New populates are replaced. Moose are being converted to farmland. The railway now city for the capital for Chengdu. While local elites feel that these programs are nothing more than a veiled undermining of their positions, people can't help but rejoice the Chinese ahead. Hopefully they can last. Verification of the rest of here, segments of General Government, we're gonna get some stuff here, but otherwise not really that great. The inclusion of the strategic movement in Xinjiang, the government coalition allowed for development of extensive relations with the Republic of Turkestan. This is of utmost importance for the survival of the province threatened by the raids of Bandit turned Governor Boaz Anikov. Oh yeah, I forgot still. Oh yeah, I forgot that he actually going to China after uniting Central Asia. In the days of the Russian Civil War, where Anikov established his chief Xinjiang and 11 permanent threatening invasion from the remnants of Russian Turkestan. Small groups make their way to the border to plunder as much as they can before reinforcements can arrive into the fourth department of permanent or be costly state of emergency that's slowly wearing down the regional army. Any United action on behalf will surely cause an international incident between Russia and China. We don't want to risk the northwest loss of Moscow like the northeast was in 1905. Despite the sorry situation, this world government must buy its time and wait for the right opportunity to strike at Anikov to get with his eyes in Turkestan. Hopefully that goes about well. And then you need progressivism. About that. Bevstock, Prague, and polyarchy. I said we should begin. For the Republic, Xinjiang was a target of excessive Han colonization programs meant the farmers to get Qing control against the Spanish Russian Empire. After 1911, the ideology of progressivism was developed by educated generals into the regions of the answers to decades of previous injustice. The hard conservative rule government of Yang continued until 1920 prevented application. But Yang Xijian's coming to power is to embolden these reformist elements into the fight back to home. Change for good. Yang to support General preventing on the coup that was toppled Yang's dispossession. Xi professors have been embracing the multi-ethnic nature of the province of its great strength. Encouraging government composed of reform-minded personalities regardless of origin, open the path to extensive modernization, dulled the separatism ambitions of its Turkic inhabitants. The last years of prosperous rule of the population that the right future belonged to the shared Chinese Republic. While separatism will allow the Iraqis resist reaction to dragging them back in mystery of how a few years ago. Who knows, maybe we could come back to pain on how fucked things get. As per usual. On to Tibet, the religious state. Responsibility, depth, and reactionary support. Lots of PP, very sad. For centuries, Tibet has focused itself on the cultivation of religious thought and prayer. While couple generations surrounded as a monk was seen as the highest honor after the fall of the great Qing. Tibet pursued a special relationship where it serves a monk with his authority returned by their protection. The late Qing's abuse of power in Tibet pushed the authorities declaring independence from the new power of China to sever any such relations for good. Some rules under to remind the very nature of Tibet as a temple state. The white privileged monks are being replaced with secular modernizers. The faculty with the monasteries are seeing their religious taken away by the central government. The power is meant to safeguard Tibet's tranquility and must take action in these times. The very existence being threatened with extinction. Time running out for these to Dijon did not answer that. So that plays out. The theocracy. 13 Dalai Lama's legacy. Also good shit as well. The language structure speed. 12 would now be today if it wasn't for the 13th Dalai Lama's visionary world leader foundation and the great song that said legitimate cease the continuous plans. Many of the most radical policies that modernized the country in the army undermining the power of undermining the less teacher himself. So like the 14th Dalai Lama reaches building a country fit for the successor of his one city. It was sorry. But I formerly proved openly scorned during the secretly despised the late Dalai Lama for what he had done. The Congress declared the 2 men not needed centuries-old miseries of created nations to pass. If what Dalai Lama will come at age, he will receive a great and prosperous country to guard over. Unless some weird shit happens. Like, well, anyway, British train on it. Neat stuff. Before the Bird Rock collapse, London considered a Chinese prison in India's border unacceptable. In the South Chinese president, Tibet was intolerable thanks to some enemies with England. The two countries were able to turn their shared interest into a productive friendship. We brought to India regional security and Tibet a rapid modernization of the economy, more importantly, the army. The modern Tibetan army is pride, composed of Anglo-5 officers trained abroad, more than able to repel the key armies of the Chinese war against so much just one. Lurth has long into the new Tibet. This force largely replaced the once few war on which the country relied for events. Each of the air stocks influence was reduced over nothing. One of the modernization made positive results. The only kind of army support for his rule, with no forces that can oppose them. But it says, until something changes, of course. The way discontents over here, we got the end. I left this stuff over here. Tibet's opening has affected all spheres of activity. Including politics, the western part of the country's political ideas from China itself have made headway. The Tibet's Improvement Party is a tremendous movement aligned with the Kuomintang clique and have grown popularity among the new army and the new East elites have similarly reform come to help. While paying lip service to the great reform party, they cannot stop protesting the preceding impeachment of his current state of reform. Nothing is being done to liberate the Tibetans still living under the beginning world of rule, and any appealers alliance with Canton against Japan, bring in their lackeys' own logical course of action. God must pacify them before the cause of the national revolution turn to something worse. Full-on revolution. But they're not the only ones with the kind of Tibet. A large mysterious Western group associated with mystic sects and radical ideologies have been entering Tibet the last few years, following the doctrine of Theosophy and the new regime in France. Coming in contact with dissidents and rule of all types, while they have presented a risk of sovereign Tibetan foreign influence, given the march on, it seems going to stay that way for a while. Oh boy, I wonder what the hell could happen to lead to them coming to power. Not the mock lead. Look what development plan over here also again, like good shit. Most of all, yeah, this is the same thing. Yeah, same thing as I've got over here, so yeah. The new stuff. Communist insurgents. Yeah. Life under the mafia is hard, but its habits are completely defenseless. Real abuses committed when every communist affiliate cells have sprung up. Aided by infiltration dudes in this group in the mob war armies. Born in the Shang-Chi, Liu Zedong has risen to become as a leader of the national legend. Isolated from the main point based itself, Liu has used he secret societies used by the revolutionaries of own, built their own peasant-centered socialist movement. Frankly, Asian News Authority has forced the group west, finding fertile ground for expansion. Try as much as they can, as they want, the Maoists can't deal any real blows to the communist insurgency. They'll accept the connection with the soldiery, peasantry, and the youth. They are spreading and waiting for the right hand to spark the northwest. They spread like fire across China. Let's see what causes that, I wonder. Now we got Family Feud. Let me guess. We take kill for 500. Yeah, lot of, oh, yeah, that sucks. Forms of the usually group to read Taiwan, the colloquial name of the Mark League. Name does reflect the idea of only partially million military strongmen charge originate from the Ma family or simply better than they while unrelated to the others. Many are also Muslim origin, but this is where they come out as ants. The model just as put a fight each other as they are allying each other against the third outside the autonomy. While foreign loyalty, whoever might rule the capital, the models have low interest in what's happening beyond the border. From this curious culture, as the name says, Ma Ziyang, a man dreaming himself the heir to Genghis Khan, and he appears dedicated to save China from oppression. Says that while Sternberg's looking like motherfucker. Anyway. For now, he remains just a war with big dreams, but he has turned the situation as northwest adventure till he could possibly the war brave storm. And this one man fucking authority has anything to say about that. There's a more Yankees than over here. Walking on eggshells. The approvation and stuff. He also called it to China on model was empathized by his territorial mutilations that allows to mature in Russia and geopolitical economic interests. Is esteemed government legitimacy and outstanding domestically in the world. Submit controversial and conscious of embarrassment for our government. Government Japan on the cornerstone of economic policy and the foundation of international legitimacy. Being positive remarks to Japan by the president and the representative government is held back by Canton. And if something isn't but much better among our military governors. Our British chosen path is a balancing act between our nationalist credentials and a continued bear for the close and friendly relationship with Tokyo. Exploit power the view of my thinking people. Should we displease Japan, our agenda and international credit would be at risk. Should we really challenge ourselves, we would be in the trade of the countries. The left challenge for which benign United States must carefully walk this path under the guise of our president until fucking Penn comes back for some like good shit. I get to be a parliament over here. Nice stuff. National Assembly, the following tribe of the last year, brought to the tripartite Republican government under the Provisional Constitution 1912. Sitting over the directly elected House of Representatives and a Senate elected by the Original Assembly of the Republic, attended by the first president of the nation and the former Constitution. I mean, the democratic self-government of society, however, since the very day of its establishment, the Assembly has been dominated by clubs, dominated by establishments, Italian interests, military and military cliques, and then all the mercantile concerns and associated interest groups. Now, it can't interact in mass forces such as elsewhere in the world. In Canton, mutation is a form base of a group between military and bureaucratic cliques, represented by proxies in the assembly, some assemblymen and officers pushing charge. The evidence of a real electoral democracy, but for now the state of affairs benefit the program of privileges and provincial military government law of the Republic. Thus, for example, no consideration will be given to the national reforms until the National Assembly, National Mercy resolved, and been moderation like a fraction. My throat's gonna be fucking hurting. No, I do this for you. Because the people need to know about the flooding of Reds. Everything Yang Zhejiang over here with that good shit. The current president of the Republic of China, His Excellency Yang Zhejiang, came to elect in 1907 as a culmination of a lifetime in the service of the revolution. Educated by a Chinese military school in Japan, where he met Dr. Sun Yat-sen. He evolved a combination of curiosity, openness on one side, and patriotism and piety on the other. The main to one of the most remarkable characters of the Republican policies. Going from command to the Qing Army in 1909 to leading the Revolutionary Forces in Shanxi in 1911, he naturally became the governor of the province and his capacity to carry out the modernity of land through ambition and language incentives. Conversation with other reformers, filling with the evenings and his gubernatorial residence, reinforced him determination of modern Shanxi in China by drawing in both national forces Whenever I gazed at Canton launched the Northward Campaign 1926, sorry, it was he who should survive the being government. Years later, years after the fact, in the back of his formula repetition of the recent triumph, he has the Republican for this he extended his reforms to the whole nation. Toronto has seen green light as his right to national reform and modernization of rural life, public health, and monetary economic society. After the risen to a position earlier, because the traders have found cause and launched the campaign. Today, of course, the issue comprehensive reform is second that the defending utilization sanctity of our constitutional authority. And predicting each day now charts its course towards the modernization of the whole of China. The Republican calendar, the most glorious after the transition and sent out for the monarchy, will bear our president's name in the annals of history. Indeed. It's depending on if things go good or not. We shall see. They're all under heaven. Debuffs. Results apparently. Vision was talking a bitch. Anyways, the central need for unity in these trying times have been restated time and time again by speakers of every political color. Across the entirety of China, this cause affects the reality since 1911. China has been anything but united. Our government not only a faction vying for control over China and the vice front. Property position is no better and Canton is anything worse. Penning has contributed to the situation where Tennessee will support forward his agenda through separate and at times competing associations. I contributed to his reputation as a skilled maneuver. At present, the presidency of the Republic is backed by the president's own loyal supporters by the National Unity Alliance's former commander Feng Yuzhang. As a probable military parliamentary of the GD adequately and really cliques. Our administration has proven loyalty of public but less certain of President Yang. Even General Feng, for all his history with the president, has a base of support in his own army of his own, which requires careful scrutiny. More worrisome among those backers with faraway headquarters and was president for our remote from the capital. Anyway, he carried on the legacy of the Feng Yang clique, but the Z officers now led by the smiling tiger who warned particularly so that it was their own that we overthrew that they tossed out. 1926. Finally, all the Han region was lead the pacification of Mongolia, while this means that the clique army was now busy, the influence still fell in the National Assembly, managing this white hand county for the benefactors, full of travelers and its allies alone. This and more is said to keep the North unified. Big clique on top, and a look at course on the 30 and 20. How much of it we shall see. Now we got the Gibbs goes over. Yeah, the Greater East Asian Co-Prosperity Sphere. Those who don't know. So they're going to get their own little sphere in this update. What about that? Since the Empire of Japan launched a proposal of a community of Asian nations dedicated to the common prosperity and independence of the region as a national. National governments and anti-colonial movements have debated their relationship with it. But some of the proposals had merit enough to warrant involvement without full commitment. Wishing to respect goodwill and support of the Japanese cause, Japan welcomed those harboring and were careful and guided optimism by sending a state of observation of the procedures of the National Alliance. The ambassadors, consuls, and attaches of the observer country have provided diplomatic receptions. Outfitting the capacity conferences, exchanges of different levels have been regularly among government, diplomatic corps, military academics, technical and agricultural schools, the US and some key power associations, or even religious groups. Therefore, formal relations intensified contact marked the country as observing Japan's pan-Asian endeavor in the Greater East Asian Co-Prosperity Sphere. I guess that would still be a thing that happens. Japan would probably still try to do something involving pan-Asianism. Yeah, I guess they would, because after they're failing the Russo-Japanese War, try to figure out something to one up the West. So having a pan-Asian front after probably would be the choice. With the YCPD on China Party influence over here, that's so important. Born was once petty in 1919, the Young China Party is a radical right-wing alternative to the former 10-year socialist allies, and is the being military to the north. The party ideology by the Chinese reception of Western national thought, opening itself with the revolutionary current, see the Poland, France, and Fiume. Well, that's in today's children's survival by warming up to the military authorities holding the real power now. Change one opponents has become their home, away from the region of Bolivia to Canton. He deployed to myself a thorough recruitment gun, opening civilian cities and expanding the moment of regional military affairs. Signed by two governments clamoring for national power and by Tibet's encouragement to Xi Kang. It's just when these warlords all need their forces as possible to secure the regional autonomy to continue domination. Yet there are doubts about the insurance by its ultimate intentions. Who knows, it might be the one. We'll see. We got the vital loyalties over here. Ooh, Oh, that sucks with the visual. In such one was happening able to survive for far longer than the catapults in the rest of China. This is due to custom allowing enemies to kill, which was posting a few months of feed instead of totally destroying them. Close observations, which was the more warlords of division that fallen almost safely. Oh, let me get unexpected comeback. While this limited the amount of destruction inflicted on the populace, it also created weakened the regional army. Commanders are unwilling to delegate the authority of the battlefield for a real threat, fearing the loss of their power once peace is achieved. Despite choosing many resources and devastations for the chaos engulfing the provinces, war trade forces and fewer manpower easily caused for the regional border. Now the last, but certainly not least over here for now, because holy shit. But don't need a break from all this. Like, he's actually starting to hurt over here, but almost done, so let's do this shit. The legacy. Tell me who. Look at all that. What the fuck? Look at all that. One heart, one soul, one mind, one goal. After Coleman take, there would be no new China. I see what you did. I fucking see what you did there. But without the thing, there would be no Coleman thing, motherfucker. Without either, there might not even be a chance to get low. Enemies stand divisive, treating Mandarin has for officer capturing each rotation, or at least strong enough to keep them. Those who had once sang praise to young Shikai as the Hongdi of China, now cannot tell before Ying San as the most important prisonership, a republic held together by a room of Westerners, Japan, their land wards, and their militarist lapdogs. We are different. We stand shoulder to shoulder as the inheritors of the great revolutionary legacy. War once but seized discontent with the old Qing regime, sailed by Dr. Sun Yat-sen, these are the auspices of a few dozen wealthy backers, turned to a million-strong avalanche that swept the Manchu crowns into the dustbin of history. We serve as a and then maybe on different faces. First time in centuries, the Chinese found themselves ruled not by the armies of foreign dynasts, but by the consensus of their compatriots. In spite of reaction might have happened before on the day of 1913 when assassin boys told Dr. Sun, we could not remain an orphan for long. Rather than the leadership of Sun Qinjin, we have made us stand the south, raising the blue sky and the white sun high, bid slavery around seas. Millions we might be able among the heart and march to the tune of three principles of our founders, Mishu, Mihuan, and Mishang. With all that shit, I definitely carrying the legacy of that one over here though, so they try these reforms over in here. We got a lot of good shit over here, damn. In our commitment to democracy and republicanism, the Kuomintang does not rule alone, nor does it unify in a sense of the word. Having over a large number of trans liberals and progressives, world conservative nationalists, and some communists, many of whom hold no particular faith or commitment to distribute these world ideas. Dr. Sun Yat-sen was a doctor, sorry. In fact, some of the prior disastrous turn of the Northern Expedition, look at the last moments. I'm not saying doctor. Doctor, anyways. I've never been something like kids that were taking the front of all those. Stood up against the mandates of Peking. You can say a united front in China. Oh, you get it? See? Anyways. When we were forced to retreat for south, things took a steep turn. Today, men firmly committed to the ideal support. This is really Ketan. Building policy ideology to the fundamentals. Well, wait, is this a fucking reversal of what happened in our timeline? With the fucking long march north, now we got the long march south with the Kuomintang. Then involved with the fucking the nationalists and the communists over here. Is that what's happening over here? That's fucking funny. Anyways, pretty to review Dr. Hang High Enough. This is classroom, solitary room, slogan, shady party, extremism, doctrine, every dignity, every major city. Another the idea of live and let live continues very much against government decisions. If no other reason to be on simple pragmatism, and other many rallied under the banner of Qing Ming and his so-called Federalist movement, whereas in Beijing, something Qian Kang Hui and the Chinese Socialist Party took over the management of day-to-day affairs. Those sister parties and amiable, as may have been the government, pose a certain threat. So I cannot have two sons after all, let alone multiple. If we are not the master of China, then we shall surely be servants. First is to Ying, Qizan, or to ourselves. Rather our comrades. Who knows? Anyway, my culture wars here now. Look at that. The wars for this had equal quality. Sure, they might be butt-sucking spineless vultures, yet their directives are almost childish easy to catch. Grasp. The fastest dog eats, and the men with the most guns get to take as much food as he wants from anyone else. Finally, was ever so simple for us. Down south, left and right, are locked to violent, literally war of all aspects of social life, culture, politics, and art, leaving no rock left unturned. Or KMT statesmen vomit out yesterday's lunch and liberties and avant-garde posters like trying to warn up each other to fight and lose impassioned terms like patriotism and national duty. A constant stream of sizzling prose and novels that blend the fine line between the revolutionary and the romantic floods that reach the Canton. With descriptions of heroic soldiers bidding farewell to their betrothed as they march off to fight for the freedom that was tugging the heartstrings of bitter housewives. A true way of the same measure. Extremism has failed and bring us them as why are going to your minds, that much is clear. But here's in hoping that the pen, though mightier than the sword, it might be made the sole weapon. This device fought with. We shall see. A lot we shall see over here. War resisting is Japanese aggression over here. The war resistance over that. These are the big fans of that. Yeah, they're the biggest fans of Japan, really. When the first came to me, Guangxi Emperor himself was free to China and Robert Baron explored his land to serve the opposition to the Japanese. They had trampled upon our banner, bombarded sea, laid waste everywhere they could, finally forcing the Tartar yoke to cover before its two masters. Then the cycle repeated again and again, first in Taiwan, then in Fanglong, then the method and culprit have always been the same. Third, the pride of the invaders move, the desire upwards notch, leaning forward grand plan, the total dismantlement of China's national extermination of all 5,000-year history, and again the thieves versus kings who claim to rule us, headed us by the witness sycophant Yan Shikai, to less than nothing to oppose them. Whipping meekly the court, the emperor across the sea was once again allowed to rape and pillage, and spoil as he saw fit. Yet for once in a century, the Japanese have failed to account for one thing: the will of the Chinese people cannot be crushed, cannot be trampled down, cannot be denied. With the Kuomintang head in lead, his head as well. He stands tall as peaks of mountain wing, undefeated. The barbarians with the armors of steel poison the rivers upon criminals and cultists in the sea. They conquered to put on a mental straw wound for their amusement. But as long as the blue and red flag is raised, it shall take the death of every man and woman who can hold a gun to put it down. We shall fight for the last hamlet and for the last man until each of swords and corpses, ours as theirs, or theirs. March on, comrades, vanguard, sons and daughters of China. Shed blood for your fatherland. Here we perish, then let us perish with dignity, not as a nation of slaves, but as one warriors. Forward, forward, forward. Never appeared. Because we appeared forward, by the way. Anyways. Holy shit. Going for like over 40 minutes, goddamn, my throat's hurting. I haven't done shit like this in a while, as you can tell. It's definitely gonna be a long one. The longest one. And I am definitely interested in seeing how all this is gonna pan out over in here once the Burmers drops. Cause this is, I say this is quite different from the starting position currently in RedFlood over in here. But based as I played over here, so I don't remember exactly, but it's definitely not exact over here. So I am curious to see exactly how vastly different it's gonna be. Lots of things coming to burning memories, folks. I cannot wait, and I hope to hear the play soon. So until I see you guys later, I'm gonna give my voice a rest over here and not fucking don't know when this is coming out actually, because I got something coming out. The recording's on the day it's dropped over here, and I just realized, but I don't know if it's gonna come out that day or not. So yeah.